Yo, what's up guys, it's King Sean here, back with another video, and in today's video, I'll be talking about 4 players that stood out from week 2 of Commanders training camp. So, if you guys are new to my channel, leave a like down below, subscribe, turn on notifications, I'm on the road to 4K subs. If you could, hit that sub button, I'd really appreciate it, and with that out of the way, let's get straight into the video. Alright, so the first player I have up on here is none other than Jayden Daniels. Jayden Daniels, he's been amazing to start off camp so far, these first 2 weeks. He's been super good, and even on the days he hasn't been so great, they haven't been totally bad. I mean, he still made some solid plays on those days. Like, his worst day is an okay day, which is really good, man, especially for a rookie quarterback. Now he might have a bad day, which that would be okay because he's a rookie quarterback. He's gonna have days where he doesn't look so good, or he just struggles. So that comes with being a rookie quarterback. But it's just so impressive that he's been able to string together at the very least okay practices. And yesterday, I went to training camp practice yesterday, and he looked really freaking good. He was 12 for 16. Shout out to Mason Kinningham. He counted how many passes he completed out of his 16, and he completed 12. 4 of those were incompletions, of course. 1 of them was a drop. 2 would be sacks, and 1 was a bad pass. So really, he was, you could say, really 15 for 16 because 1 of those was a drop, and then 2 of those would be a sack, I guess. So Jayden Daniels, man, he's been really good. Earlier this week, he was that Terry McLaurin and Jayden Daniels connection. He had 2 really good deep ball passes to Terry McLaurin earlier this week. I'm pretty sure last week it was, and then yesterday he had a really nice deep completion to Jahan Dotson as well. So hey, man, Jayden Daniels, he's done everything right. He's gonna play in Saturday's preseason game against the Jets. Not sure how many snaps we're gonna give him. I mean, I would say maybe like 2 drives, 2 possessions, maybe just a quarter. We might give each quarterback a quarter, which is what I would do. And then next week against the Dolphins, I feel like we'll give him like close to 1/2 of play. So super excited to see what Jayden Daniels does this week in joint practices. We have no practice today. It's a close. Well, we do have practice today, but it's a close practice to the media and fans. But we do have practice tomorrow. No practice on Wednesday, but we do have the joint practice with the Jets on Thursday, and then obviously Saturday is our preseason game with them. So super excited to see, like I said, what Jayden Daniels can do in joint practices against them. I'll make a video previewing joint practices and the preseason game against the Jets later this week. But overall, Jayden Daniels, he's been balling out so far in camp. Next up, let's talk about Mitchell Tinsley. And Mitchell Tinsley, he had a really good week of training camp practice. He's been really good in training camp so far in general. He made the roster last season. He had a really good training camp and preseason last season, especially that preseason game against the Bengals. I'm pretty sure it was the last preseason game. He went off that game. He had, I think, over 100 yards, almost 2 touchdowns. He was really freaking good in that game. This week, he was really good in one-on-ones. When I went to practice yesterday, he looked really good in one-on-ones. I think he had a catch or 2 in 11v11 drills as well. He broke a defender's ankle in one-on-ones, I'm pretty sure, a couple days ago as well. Nicky Jabala tweeted that out. It was actually against Caillou Blue Kelly. So, hey, man, Mitchell Tinsley, he keeps making plays like this. He's going to make the roster, in my opinion. I feel like our only blocks at wide receiver right now are Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dotson, I would say Luke McCaffrey, and De'Ami Brown, and maybe you can even say Olamide Zaccheaus. So I feel like those 5 guys are locks. Maybe you can remove Olamide Zaccheaus if you want to, but I feel like he's been pretty good so far in training camp as well. But De'Ami Brown, he actually stood out to me yesterday. I'm not gonna lie, I talked about that in my video. He made a couple of nice catches and one-on-ones and team drills. So he's probably going to stay on the roster. He's probably going to make the roster. So Mitchell Tinsley, hey, man, if he keeps performing like this and pressing like this in training camp and preseason, I have no doubt that he is going to make the roster. Next up, we have Austin Ekeler. Man, Ekeler has had a really good camp thus far. He's made some super explosive runs. Yesterday, he made 2 explosive runs, one near the end zone. Well, it was actually in the red zone. He bursted up. He found a hole, bursted through it, pause, but he bursted through the hole, and he scored a touchdown on that play. I'm pretty sure Marcus Mariota handed the ball off to him on that play. So Austin Ekeler, man, he's been really good. And a play earlier, he had a nice run up the middle. He showed off his speed, his elusiveness. So, man, Austin Ekeler, him and Brian Robinson are going to be an amazing 1-2 punch, an amazing running back duo. There's not a definitive number 1 back, you could say. Even Dan Quinn said that in one of his pre-practice pressers a couple of days ago. There's not a clear-cut number 1 running back, but they're going to get an equal amount of reps. Or maybe, if we're playing one team this week, this guy might get more reps, or another team the next week, this guy might get more reps. So we'll see, how, they manage the snaps between Austin Eckler and Brian Robinson Jr. All I know is they're going to be an amazing running back duo. And Austin Eckler, it seems like he's back to that, you could say 2022, 2021, before 2023 form. So, it's really good to see him balling out there, and hopefully he continues to do that. I have no doubt he will, but, it's really good to hear and see that he's been doing a really good job in training camp so far. Last but certainly not least, we have Brandon Coleman, and Brandon Coleman has probably had the best week out of any player on this roster, maybe besides Jayden Daniels and a couple other players, but Brandon Coleman, he's had a big week, man. He is solidifying himself as our starting left tackle. I know our first preseason depth chart comes out tomorrow. He's probably going to be listed as a starting left tackle, and he should be. He's done a really good job at left tackle. He's been dominating in one-on-one drills. I'm pretty sure he's undefeated so far. Him and Sam Cosmi. He worked against Cleveland Farrell, Dante Fowler, Frankie Lavu, and he won against all of them. He's done a really good job mirroring defenders, and he has very quick feet. He also has really good contact balance, according to Dan Quinn, and that's something that Andrew Wiley does not have, and that's something that is very vital to an offensive lineman being really freaking good. And Brandon Coleman, he has that. He has really good contact balance. He's a very athletic dude. He has high upside. We just need his development to go well. He just needs the right coaching, and so far, it looks like his development has gone very well. It looks like, he's got the right coaching by Bobby Johnson and other coaches. So I am really pleased to hear and see that Brandon Coleman's development as left tackle is going to be really good. And I feel like he should be our starting left tackle week 1. Now, we are going against the Jets in joint practices and preseason this Thursday and Saturday, joint practices on Thursday, and then our preseason game against them is on Saturday. So we'll see how Brandon Coleman matches up against guys like Quinnen Williams, Jermaine Johnson, Hassan Reddick, those elite defenders right there. It'll be a good challenge, good test for him going up against an elite Jets defensive line. But overall, Brandon Coleman, he's had a really solid training camp so far. So that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like down below, subscribe, turn on notifications, monitor the 4K subs if you could. Hit that sub button, I'd really appreciate it. And other than that, it's been King Sean, and I'm out. Peace.